Tonight our Neighborhood Spotlight series is on the Plainfield Special Improvement District. You'll get a chance to hear from both the president as well as the vice president today of the SID board. As I mentioned, you'll get to hear from two business owners, David and Kirk, who have really exciting businesses in the downtown area and can't wait to share more about why they chose Plainfield. But most importantly, especially for our cohort members, ask those burning questions about why Plainfield, how they got their businesses started, any motivation or inspiration you're looking for, as ways again to just facilitate your own learning and knowledge. We have a lot of really special people in the audience today, and I wanted to start by saying that my first interaction with the SID board in the City of Plainfield was when we came into this space. So for those of you who don't know our very brief history, we have 3,600 square feet here. And when we took over the space, it was a completely distressed liquor store, and I underlined, italicized, bold the word distressed. And when we walked in, people were thinking that we were crazy, that we wanted to open up a neighborhood workspace here, that we wanted to serve the professionals and the entrepreneurs of this incredible city. And we said, if you take a look outside, you're going to see people hustling, people opening small businesses, people taking the pandemic in stride, small, young families and children. This was an incredible community. And we took this completely updated space, did a full HD renovation on it. And it was in that process that I had a chance to first meet Mario, who I also believe when they walked in and saw the condition of this space, he was like, what are these guys doing here? And they're so far over their heads. We made it here with the help and support of Mario and the entire SID. And so that first meeting is something very memorable for us, and I'm excited to be here many, many months later. And so without further ado, I wanted to introduce a couple of really special people in the audience. First and foremost, for those of you who don't know her, Miss Linda Carter in the back. She is our Assemblywoman. And then we have our town council here as well. And so they're going to take some time to address you and talk about, again, all the wonderful things that they're doing from a government perspective to support downtown business. So first and foremost, we have Council President McRae here. We have Councilman Mary Good. We have Vice President Terry Jones here. And then we have Councilman Walker here as well. And then I'll love to have you come up, share a few remarks with the audience, a little bit about how the council is supporting economic vitality in Plainfield. So please, without further ado.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the SID for hosting this gathering here. It's very important that with the SID and from here join together as an important engine in revitalizing and moving our downtown forward. From a council perspective, we support downtown because, remember, small businesses are the economic engine of America. This is where all things happen here. We see large corporations, but they only employ a certain number of people, where small businesses employ the majority of people. And you as an entrepreneur, and I'm glad to see folks here, are the lifeblood of Plainfield. And we here, from the city council perspective, we believe in supporting you 100%. Whatever we can do, we will do it. We will create programs, create districts, whatever it takes to make sure that you are successful in your business. But in order for us to do that, we have to hear from you. We have to know what your needs are. And forums like this happens to bring that to us so that we can sit down and strategize along with the SID and along with from here of how we can best service you, and you can in turn service our community. So that's enough from me, and know that the city council, and she also said there's some important people here to show you how strong the town is, and I bring you also greetings from our mayor, Mayor Adrian O'Mac, who couldn't be here, but his staff, the administration is here. We have with us Director Kenny Childs, who is our Director of the Fire Department in the rear. We have Director James Abney, who is our Police Director in the back. And as you can see, some of our 911, Miss Keisha, our 911 Director.
911.
So this shows you, and we also have our communications department here with us. So that shows you the support that the city is giving to our small businesses and how we want you to succeed. Thank you.
And it's because of Mayor Mapp and his administration and our council here that we were granted the opportunity to start the Queen City Innovation Hub. And so for those of you that are unfamiliar with that, it's an initiative in conjunction with the city to support all of the incredible entrepreneur activity that is happening in the city. When we first opened, we realized that many of our customers were small business owners. They were entrepreneurs who were trying to grow their dreams on one side while working their full-time jobs on the other. And a lot of the questions that we were getting, because we were small business owners too, were, oh, how did you form your LLC? Or where did you get funding from? Or do you have a lawyer or an accountant that you could maybe connect me to? Who did your website and branding? And in the process of handing out all of this, free advice and information and wanting to support all of you, we realized there's an opportunity here to do something bigger and better, right? You had the dreams, and our goal is to help you create roots, particularly in Plainfield, figure out what the foundations are to really successfully grow your business, and then help you find funding and all the other things that you need to do to expand your brand here. And so that's where our year-long accelerator program came from. We had 50 incredible applicants from across the city apply, and we picked 20 unique businesses that range everything from non-for-profits to literature and literacy, cannabis, the fashion industry, coding, you name it. We've really brought people together from all walks of life. And so, part of our class is sitting back there, and I highly encourage everyone to get to know them because one of the most important reasons we chose them is because they wanted to see Plainfield be a better city. They wanted to provide services to their neighbors, and they truly wanted to make an impact for generations to come. And so, tonight's about figuring out how we can make sure we keep them in Plainfield, and we find ways to make them really excited. Oh, sorry, what? Oh, yes. No. And then one of the most exciting people that I had a chance to meet last week was Director Cynthia. And so she is heading the economic development team for the city. She's one of the people that we truly look forward to partnering with to make sure this program is here for years to come. It was really wonderful to meet you. I'm sure at this point you're like, who is this woman and what is she doing? But our goal here is to make sure that Plainfield is the place to go, especially in the district, for economic development vitality. So thank you for your help and support. And so without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to now a very good friend, Yvette Homer. She is the Vice President for the Plainfield Special Improvement District, and will explain exactly what that is. But she's also a business owner here in the City of Plainfield. She is the Vice President for BY and EY Management, and so I will let her take it away.
Appreciate the support. Hi everyone. My name is Yvette Homer. I hope you can hear me. I'm naturally soft-spoken, so I'll do my best. I am the Vice President of the CID. I'm also Vice President of BY and UI Management. So we are a local, small real estate investment and management company. We've been in town since probably the late 80s, early 90s, and super proud to be here to this day. I've been working there since 2010. So it's been an interesting arc to see Plainfield, go through over these past 12 or 13 years. But I think that we're on the cusp of something really great and really exciting. And my work through the CID, or my volunteer work rather, through the CID is something that I'm super passionate about because I love downtowns and I love small businesses. And it's something, actually I have a master's in urban planning and I literally wrote my thesis on downtowns. That's how excited I am about it. So I will take you through the CID, let you know a little bit about us and what we do and how we're here to support economic vitality downtown. So So who we are, we're a group of commercial property owners and business owners. So we're a volunteer board. I like to think of it as, Plainfield business owners. We're working for Plainfield businesses. So it's for Plainfield business owners by Plainfield business owners. We definitely welcome everyone's perspective, and we try to bring our individual perspectives from various different industries within the city and create programming that helps to promote and to sustain businesses here in Plainfield. So I'd like to introduce some of our board of directors. So we have our chairman, which is Mario Camino.
Everyone,
Maritza Martinez, she's our secretary. Hey, Maritza. We have John Barclay, who's also a board member. John, where are you at? Hey. We have David Buckman, who is a trustee, and he is also one of our panelists today. And we have Aaron Thomas, who is also a trustee. She's the director of operations of 2 McDonald's here in the downtown area. So this is kind of our 4-pronged approach to what we do. We organize. So we are the intermediary between local business owners and the city. So we're here to advocate for you, to help for you, and I know that the city council and the city employees are very helpful in hearing everyone out and always open to what we have to say. But if you feel a little shy, we can definitely be an intermediary, and we're here to support you. We do promotions, so check us out on Facebook and on Instagram. We're here to promote and support our businesses. Or if you have anything that you guys want to promote, definitely reach out to us via email or on our Facebook or Instagram. You can send us, whatever you'd like to share, and happily we'll share that for you. I think we have a fairly decent following, although we're looking to tick it up. So again, follow us. We're here to promote economic vitality. So part of that is just to promote, various different programmings that the city may have. Like, for example, one program I really love that the city has is sign and facade grant. So as a landlord, as a property owner, whenever we have a new commercial tenant coming in, I always like to tell them, hey, check out the sign and facade grant. And you can definitely check that out on our website. And we're also, if you feel a little intimidated about paperwork, we're also happy to help facilitate that and get you through that process. We also have had grants in the past during COVID. I know a lot of small businesses were struggling, so we did have a COVID-19 grant that I'm super proud of to help people, help get through the low points of COVID. Another thing that we do is design, so beautification, downtown beautification is a large part of what we do. We do Christmas lights, we do the banners that you see during the holidays, and we're looking to expand and promote all the things that we do and make everything bigger and better every year. This is just an example of some of the paperwork that you can, fill out to help start a business. Sign and facade grant or a checklist for opening a new business, all the paperwork that you need for the city. And again, we're here to help kind of be a conduit between you and the city and to help you get through all that paperwork. Here are some pictures of some of the stuff that we've done. We do a restaurant week every week in August. This is some pictures of the grants that we handed out for COVID. This is Small Business Saturday. We promote ribbon cuttings and grand openings. And these are some of the educational and networking events that we've done. And that's us in a nutshell.
all right.
And so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce someone who I'm sure is not a stranger to this room, but Mario Camino, who is the president of the Plainfield SID board. He's also a local business owner, Arcad Capital, and we can't wait for him to facilitate this incredible conversation today. So without further ado, Mario, please come on in.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm going to an audience in a few, but thanks everyone for being here tonight. Entrepreneurs, I had the pleasure to meet some of you guys the other day when the EDA was here. Look, let me just start by this. We're extremely proud that guys are doing this. We really are. Entrepreneurism in Plainfield has historically been around. Plainfield, in many ways, is a melting pot for not just culture, but ventures and investments and all kinds of ideas that when we magically land in Plainfield, we turn them into reality. So my story starts about 10 years ago. My story starts in downtown Plainfield, starts about a block away. Like you guys, I believe I was onto something. And my trade is real estate investing. Now I also lend to real estate investors. But when I came here, I thought I landed in a place that had been overlooked for way too long. I believed I landed gold. I believe I was able to find something that most people weren't able to see. Yes, a bunch of calculations and mathematical predictions behind it, of course, but at the end of the day, I had a hunch. I had a hunch that I could do something bigger than I was here in town. Don't want to bore you with the details of what I've been able to accomplish in town, but it's been, professionally speaking, the most amazing 10 years of my adult life. And in many ways, the reason I'm standing here right now is because I feel compelled. I feel compelled to give back. This is my way of giving back. We don't get paid for this. This is a non-for-profit. The reason we do what we do is because we love to see others that have the willingness to venture into town and not run into the same hurdles that we ran into. Not run into a lot of the unknowns that we had to face. So let me start with that. My story is no different than yours. My story just started 10 years before yours. But at its core is one of the same. We all want better for us. We all want better for our loved ones. And we're all here to create something that perhaps might be the next big thing. So first of all, applause to you guys, the 10 of you. I love the fact that you guys took this step. And needless to say, from this point forward, if you choose to launch your business or venture here in town, we're a must meet. You have to come by, you have to stop by, we have to talk, and we'll love to guide you and provide you with everything that we got to get you to that potential. So, that being said, I'm going to invite our panelists to hear David Buckman. Let me start with David.
Hey everyone.
David Buckman is an architect in town. Anyone, any specific sitting arrangements or?
No, just make yourself comfortable.
Please.
Sit right here.
David is an architect in town. I've had the pleasure to know David for over 6-7 years now. He's helped me design some of the buildings we've worked on here in town, and he's a heck of a guy. Very knowledgeable, very good at his craft. And one of the reasons why we wanted him to be part of the city is because he's one of those people that you are inevitably gonna need. You're gonna need an architect. You're gonna need someone to help you design your vision, whatever that vision is. David is one of those local guys. David is one of those guys that you can come to, and ultimately, his work benefits, of course, you, but from his end, it benefits the town that he lives in. He's also a local resident, and his business is run out of here. My second guest, Kurt.
Yeah. You remember?
Kurt, just had a pleasure to meet Kurt. What's up, man? Please join me. Kurt is in the cannabis industry, new to town. I believe you got here a few months ago, about 6 months ago or so.
Yep.
Part of the new breed of entrepreneurism coming into town. And love to have you here, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of questions for you. my beloved Yvette, you guys had the pleasure to meet. One of the common denominators between all four of us is, so first of all, like Yvette said, we're all business owners. We're not here for any other reason other than a common benefit. Your winning is ours. Your business thriving in downtown Plainfield makes for a better downtown, which in turn makes for an overall better position for all of us to be in, regardless of what business we're in or what we do. Is this my panel?
That's your panel.
Are you enjoying
That's
it?
your panel.
All right, so first, let me get a round of applause. Thank you for making it. All right, so let's start with some basic stuff, guys. Thank you for being here again. Let's start with the basic, right? Why Plainfield? Why did we choose Plainfield as that potential place of
Should I start with it?
please?
Yeah, I'd love to answer that question. So Plainfield, for a couple of important reasons. The first was the city. When we were introduced to the mayorship and most of the city council members through a local lobbying firm who said, hey, if you're going to do this, you want to do it right, you have to go meet with the city first before you do anything. And that's the way we approached it with them. And we did it in the right way, and from there, the city is partnered up in a way that I didn't expect. And especially in a state with what our business is, it's highly regulated, you know, it's a controlled substance, and that's all new for people. And rather than kind of close the door on us, they opened it up to us. And so I think that's the biggest driver for us first being in Plainfield is because of Mayor Matt and his team. Number two was that with what we do, we need a lot of real estate, we need a lot of property. And we had an opportunity here with a local building that has some great history to it. And we wanted to take advantage of that. This is the old Mack truck building on Front Street. So I'd say those are the two driving reasons. And then given what we do and the opportunities in our business, we feel like there's a lot of opportunities with people of Plainfield to come in at an entry level and work their way up. No different from what we do in Los Angeles. So, so those are the main reasons.
Welcome to Plainfield.
Thank you.
David?
Well, I've been in New Jersey for most of a good portion of my life. I grew up in Massachusetts, came down to Brooklyn to go to college and to be an architect, and now I've been in Jersey. And you get to know the cities. I am here probably mostly for the promise that this city has. I love architecture. The architecture here is incredible. We almost bought here years ago, and just fell in love with Sleepy Hollow area and some of the architecture. And now here we are. We ended up here. The promise, love the architecture, as I say, the diversity, love it, and just the potential and the history. I'm in an old house, I live in an old house, and I did some research on the history of the house. It has some cool history, and it's much like Plainfield. Our house has had like 5 lives, and Plainfield kind of has too, and this house has kind of followed in the path of the ups and downs, and man, I see Plainfield up. I do a lot of work. Different work. We do medical and houses of worship. And lately, probably since the recession, a lot of apartments. Every time I get a client who wants another mixed use, retail on the bottom, apartments upstairs, like more. Every one of them. There's no end in sight. It's amazing. And they follow, of course, the train. And where the next stop? Every place from the city to here has been developed. Right up to Fanwood, did some there, and we have 2 train stations, so look at the promise that we have here, right? So I not only wanted my business here, but I wanted to live here, and moved here.
So we believe.
We believe. The next step, we can take that.
My lovely co-captain on this.
Hi, well, I love Plainfield. I've been a community member in Plainfield my whole life. Fun fact, I was born in Muhlenberg, so literally my whole life, day one. And it's just been really interesting, again, like I said earlier, to see the arc of the city and to see how things are changing and progressing. And I think that this is a really exciting time to be a business owner in Plainfield. There's endless opportunity. I think you could take a story like Sinead just said a little while ago, where you wouldn't even imagine what this building looked like before. And I think lots of people have different kinds of investment strategies, like in business, and it's always my investment strategy to have a value add perspective. And to me, that's the whole city of Plainfield, and that's why I'm here doing business and continuing to invest.
So I can relate with you on meeting the cabinet at that point. Same scenario about 10 years ago. One of my first meetings was right with City Hall. The mayor Adrian Mapp was not the mayor yet. He was a councilman, and it was love at first sight. I mean, like I said, all we really could give to each other was the vision that we had, right? Like, and his was incredible. And now you're seeing it. Now we're living it. It came a lot faster than we thought it would. So, right. So, if we could give this group of entrepreneurs a tip, I'd love to give them, because they're going to feel some hardships and all kinds of emotions as they go through this journey. What was your guys', let's say, one of the most difficult hurdles you have with establishing yourself in town, if any?
Oh, yeah. It's never easy, I think.
Just one.
And I think, so for in my business, it's the uniqueness of it is you're waiting on a license. I'm not sure how valuable that is for the group here, but you're always waiting on something as a business owner. You're always waiting on something.
Permits.
And permits, exactly. And in my industry, you're waiting on a big piece of paper from the state. And until you get that, you can't do anything.
Right.
So I guess the learning for us in that is, whatever time frame you think you're gonna get your permit in, double it. A. B, you're always gonna be hustling to, always rerunning your numbers, staying ahead of your forecast, you're always planning. Those things can all mitigate the risk that you're facing. I don't know if that
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
Ditto. We have, well, most of our clients are waiting for that paper, or waiting for a permit, or waiting. We were always saying, hurry up and wait. In fact, we had a staff meeting today, and I'm pretty much bringing in the work, and we're looking, for work for people. And they said, well, what do we got? We got 2 people, a couple jobs are waiting, stopped. What can we have for these guys? I said, well, I don't know, the 4 jobs I'm working on, one for about a year, one for about 8 months, one for a few months, and one for a couple months. I said, all I know is we've been waiting, let's hurry up and wait, and it's going to take a little longer than you think. It's probably going to cost a little more than you think, but you'll forget about that once you're in this beautifully created space just for you. You probably had that here. I mean, even just smaller spaces, bigger buildings, that's life too, right? That's life, and that's what keeps us going every day and wondering what's going on. We have been in our house 3 years. My wife is very upset, mostly with me, because our roof still leaks. And I tell her, yeah, but how many people, when there's a big storm, get to play, where is it going to leak today? you gotta look at the positive and have fun and keep going and keep laughing. So leave it at that.
Thank you.
I think for me, whenever you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, you're trying to do something, just inherently that's outside of the box, right? You're a creative thinker, vision that you want to see executed. And, you know, naturally there's always going to be people within your group, you know, people you socialize with, whether it be friends or families, that, you know, are obviously coming from a good place, but maybe saying, well, are you sure you want to do that? Or that sounds a little bit risky. Are you sure you should do it? But I think that when you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, right, you have to know who you are, you have to know what you bring to the table, and you have to feel confident in that. And you have to, you know where maybe you have a couple weaknesses, like we all have, right, and where you may need some support. But you have to push forward and listen to yourself and listen to your gut, and that's the only way you're going to get to the end goal. So that would be my best advice to you all. It's just, you know who you are, know what you bring to the table, and listen to your gut, and when you need support, ask for it, but, you know, keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. If I could go back when I first got here, really lack of funding sources was probably my biggest downfall. Downfall. But I wish I had known that there was a side and facade grant. I wish I could have given that to tenants back then it was kind of difficult to convince a tenant to come in and open up their business in town. So giving them something like a sign, giving them first 6 months no rent. I mean, those incentives are really the things that allow us to capture tenancy. But being able to know these things, from the grants that EDA has all the way to the local grants. And part of the reason why I feel so passionate about being part of the city is that now through us, we're a conduit for you to have access to those things, to all that information. Heck, we can help you fill out those applications. Sorry, it's my way of making up for that. Anyways, thank you, all great answers. Where else can we go with this? Where you guys are in town, you guys are well established in town, well, you're up and coming. Where are you hoping to see Plainfield in the near future? Let's say 5 years from now, this group is going to be up and running with their businesses. Where are they coming into? Let's fast forward, look into the future. What you would hope would be in 5 years. We can start with Yvette.
In 5 years, I hope to see a lot of foot traffic, right? The density that's coming into town, while I know things, you know, shift and change, and sometimes people feel, you know, a little hesitant about change. But I think change is a great opportunity, particularly in this case, where, you know, density creates more foot traffic, which leads to economic vitality in the downtowns. So right now, you know, we're on the cusp of that density, those apartments coming into town. So it's really the perfect opportunity for business owners or for entrepreneurs to get their foot in the door right now, come into Plainfield, get set up, and, you know, and I think in 5 years we're going to see a really thriving, bustling downtown with lots of foot traffic, people leaving their apartments, going to, you know, down the street for a cup of coffee, going to grab lunch, maybe working from home, and, you know, grabbing lunch downstairs or coming off the train and saying, I don't feel like cooking dinner tonight, I'm gonna go to, you know, Mama Juana, or mi buena aventura, or, you know, any of you guys that are in the audience right now that are looking to open up, you know, a restaurant or a coffee shop or any kind of service type industry. That's where I envision Plainfield being in the next 5 years.
Great. And I can say 5 years, 5 years is like now in business, right? I mean, it goes by fast, and you got to plan, and you got to be ready. And in 5 years, all the places, if you're familiar with all the residential units that are going up now, are going to be done, and hopefully all full. And most of them have retail on the bottom. Hopefully those retailers will be full too. But hopefully, you know, they're going to come. It's good sitting next to an urban planner. I love it. They're going to be coming here. This is downtown, and it's not going to. It'll look similar to this, but it's so different with more people on the ground and walking by. And it's going to be. Hopefully, they're not going to other towns, right? I've been having fun. Most of my friends, we've been going to other towns, and I've been reaching out and saying, hey, let's try this new restaurant in town, in Plainfield. In Plainfield, we've been to some restaurants that I don't even know what I'm eating, but I like it. And I like learning what it is, and it's explained to me. And that's good, and we want to keep these places in town, and that's really important too. You see some places grow so fast, they leave out the people who are here. We want to keep them here. That's what I love about this place, the history and the diversity. And I think many people are coming to Plainfield because of that. And it's really important, and it starts now. And I'm a big community guy and grassroots guy. Grassroots is strong. It's been really cool. We go to different restaurants once a month, a new restaurant, and instead of driving down to Westfield or wherever, Garwood, Fanwood, we're going to stay here. And that starts now, like I said, and that'll attract more new restaurants. And you get, you want to be with a winner, and Plainfield is on its way to being a winner. Not that it isn't now, but even better.
Kind of forgot the question.
5 years from now. Yeah, take a leap into the future. Where do you see your business in now?
So, even. So, but Yvette, her commentary, that was the sale that she gave to me to come to downtown to rent at least one of her buildings. So she's got a store on 2nd Street. I bought into that vision. We literally made a bet on it. And so there is a lot of excitement and belief in what's going to happen in the city over the next 3-4 years. We made that bet predicated on what we think is going to happen in the city. So, the money's where our mouth is. Yeah, and I just kind of to your point, the diversity in the city is unique. It's very cool. It's cool to be a part of it. And it's very important for us as a company to put our roots down right here in Plainfield. And the city does have a lot of promise, so we're very excited.
All right. And I wanted to leave the last couple of minutes for Q&A. I'm sure you guys have some questions on anything related to what we spoke about to our panelists.
Questions?
Don't be shy.
I have a question, if that's okay. What kind of businesses are we talking about, guys? What do we got going here? Nate, I met Nate and had a chat with before. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, what's up, you guys? My business is called Tribe and Vibe. It's a wellness business, and we are putting together a program to pretty much create more access to healthy foods like salads, all kind of lettuce, and also create a distribution program so that we can get it to restaurants, residents, and everybody else.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. Anyone else?
How about you guys going at a time? Can someone start here? We'll go down the line.
Okay. Business is called Coding in English. It's a business. It's an academy for teaching software development and English actually at the same time. The idea is that we can help out the migrant community to learn a couple of essential skills for the global workforce and also offer them job placement afterwards. The curriculum is integrated. It's teaching English and programming at the same time. And my target audience is the local residents of Plainfield. That's it.
Gracie?
Good luck with that. Great.
My name is Gracie, my husband here is Sonsu. Basically, we do consulting, anything that has to be with finances, helping people manage their budget, helping them and teaching them, how to invest, how to, not only produce money, but to bring it to town. We do accounting, taxes, and whatever has to do with immigration. For now, we do a little bit of everything, but it's mostly centered into finances anything that has to do with planning and budgeting, so.
Excellent.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Selena Carter. I'm the founder and executive director of Spirit of Excellence Leadership Guidance, Inc., and we are a nonprofit organization that provide healthy relationship educational programs to adolescent girls and women, focusing on domestic violence, mother-daughter wellness programs, barbershop conversations for our men, and just a number of healthy relationship programs.
I'm Erica. Hello. I'm in the cannabis business.
Hey.
I became certified with New Jersey certification back in November of last year through the City of Plainfield, and fell in love with cannabis and the benefits that it came with, the health benefits. And so I started a cannabis consulting firm to help those navigate through the New Jersey cannabis business and learning how to learn the benefits that it brings to your body and the health benefits that it brings. So I help people. I am the bridge between the dispensary and the patients.
Beautiful. That's great. Yeah, there's a good connection here already.
I'm Kimberly Folks. I have a cleaning business. It's called Mob Sticks Cleaning, along with my co-founder who couldn't be here tonight, Zaneta. We do residential cleaning, post-construction cleaning, commercial cleaning. So please look us up, Mob Sticks Cleaning.
Good to know.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Robinson. I'm the founder of A Breath of Fresh Air, which specializes in mental health and wellness. I grew up in Plainfield. I graduated from Bennett College with degrees in social work and entrepreneurship, and now I'm getting my master's in social work just to bridge the gap between what the mental health support I wish I had when I was younger and to meet the needs of everybody in Plainfield.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Nasir Williams. I have a graphic designing business right now. So I perform graphic designing services, logos, flyers, you name it, I'll do it. I pretty much am starting this business to bring quality to people, quality work. I mainly focus on designing apparel and things like that right now. So my goal is really to design their clothing, actually manufacture the clothing for them, and possibly do product marketing, things like that for them. So right now it's just a graphic designing business, but I look at it as a low-level marketing company. So my goal is in the next 5 to 10 years to have maybe a studio somewhere in Plainfield and other places like that, a marketing studio to where I can be a one-stop shop to perform all of those services and bring quality work to things I'm passionate about for people who want to create just like me.
All right. Want to go again?
Hi, I'm Michelle Sharif. I am the chef and owner of Flavor Bliss Catering. I've actually been open for about since 2017. So I'm an established business, and I basically cater events only. And what I do is provide a high quality, almost restaurant style experience for large groups of people. I started realizing that a lot of events that I go to, it would be like frozen stuff with no seasoning and just like really bland food. So I said, I could do this. I could make food taste good on a large scale. So I do Caribbean food, American food, soul food, Latin food, all different types of, variety of foods. And my dream, to where I'm going to take Flavor Bliss Catering and why I joined this program is to eventually have a venue space where I can have clients host their events and have my commercial kitchen in the back and be their preferred caterer. Because that was one of the biggest things I was running into is finding a commercial kitchen to rent. I do have one now, but it's about 40 minutes away. So I'm trying to get something here local in Plainfield with an event space as well.
Right.
Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Jamal, creator of Snake Village. We're a multimedia production company built on telling my story as well as other story, so we can come to common grounds
continue to diversify the services that are here. And very specifically, many of these folks were chosen for just that, their love of Plainfield, their want to see the city better, but also the way that they're thinking about their services, their products, their offerings, their vision for a better Plainfield. That is what's going to make them successful here. And that's what's going to, again, provide the community with an incredible array of businesses to walk to, in the near future. So thank you for introducing yourselves.
Awesome.
Right? And this is one of the challenges, exciting challenges that we face at Firm here, but how are you getting your customers? How are you sharing your story? How are you placing a spotlight on the fact that you are headquartered or established here in Plainfield? But what are some ways that you're really getting people into the door and creating stickiness for your business?
Shall I go first? I'm the oldest guy here.
Can I play your ticket?
Yeah. Question for everyone.
I've been in business, this is my 35th year, so, which is crazy. I started when I was 2. So, and actually I did. I was working with crayons, but legally I've been an architect for 35 years. So, that's a great question, Sinead. And what a group you put together. And you guys, something you have that I didn't have, you have each other, and what a wonderful thing. And seeing you guys can bounce ideas off each other, and it's great. Word of mouth is so important. But there's something we didn't have when I started business. These things that are here on the wall. Computers, monitors. I think they're going to make it. So, it's so different now, but so now social media, getting your story out. We all have stories, get your story out. And probably most important is getting your clients that love you to get your story out, because word of mouth is so important. We've been a very diverse architectural firm for almost 35 years. And it travels in whatever groups. We started off with retail. For more than 20 years now, we've been in medical, and I love it. It matches my personality more, and we do a lot of medical, a lot of house of worship. I love to say we create environments for people to be healed in, physically and emotionally. And that's, eventually you guys are searching and doing what you love, and you come out. Whatever's in you comes out, hopefully, and that's the success. I love helping people, and that comes out in your work eventually, hopefully eventually. So, thank you. By the way, community is great. I love community. When I was in high school, I saw it as a chance to get out of high school class to help read to blind folks. I thought, cool, it's like cutting class, right, legally. But something hit me, and ever since I've always wanted to help people. And I can't recommend it more, and it comes back tenfold. So help each other, and that's a big part of business too. It's helping each other is part of business.
You didn't have a SID back then.
No, but that's why I'm on SID now. I want to give back. Giving back is really great. So, and SID, by the way, SID is sponsoring this and helping sponsor it. The city has been wonderful. So now you guys, it's your dream doing this. And what a great, I couldn't be happier being with this whole group.
I think that's a really interesting question tonight. And I think for me, being in real estate, something I'm focusing on right now is renting out commercial space. And sometimes it can get a little difficult, a little challenging. But one thing that I do is try to stay on top of the news, right? What's happening locally, in the business world, whether it's in Union County or in the state. Who can I, steal from one city and bring them to Plainfield, entice them to come in? Another thing that I've been doing is, just kind of trying to be active on social media, reach out to, there's one company, I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to give it away, But there's one company that I'm, trying to actively pursue to come to town. So I use LinkedIn. I found them on LinkedIn, found their contact info, and that's how I'm pursuing them. So I'm certainly not, sitting back and waiting for people to come to me. I'm actively, just again, staying on top of the news, what's going on in the local economy. I think that's a big part of my business, kind of anticipating what's coming into town or what things are going on in the local economy, and just again, kind of reaching out to people, pursuing people, and trying to stay on top of it.
You can tell me more.
The 35 of us will keep a good secret.
Hopefully good news soon.
And Kurt, what about you? How are you,
Yeah.
how are you attracting customers to your space?
Yeah, so,
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Yeah. How are you pushing people out the door?
since we're not in operation yet in New Jersey, we're active in California, but everybody's doing the same thing out there. I think each industry is different, and you've got to figure out, what's that marketing play that you have to have as a basic fundamental part of your marketing arsenal. Every industry is different. In my industry, there's a couple of really important things you've got to learn to master. One is putting on special events. Like we had a big 420 party last year, and it was really great for the people that came, but more importantly, I think the word really got out about what we were doing. So in cannabis, that's a path that's a strategy you got to nail down. Social media is incredibly important, like in most industries now, it's important. So getting some mastery around how to manage your social media platform is important. And I think going back to events, like so for example, putting on an event downtown here would be really important for us as a company because of the foot traffic, people knowing that we're getting behind the city, that's really important. So I hope that helps.
Yeah. Guys, big on social media? Yeah. Good, you should. And here's why. I mean, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't already know. All I can tell you is just my own personal experience on monetizing social media. So I came, like I said, I came to Plainfield about 10 years ago, right? At that point, MySpace was dying, Facebook was born, and hashtagging was this weird thing that people were talking about. So I created hashtag Queen City Revival. And then I created QueenCityRevival.com. Now, to us, just a hashtag. All we did was just talk about what we do in Plainfield every day, from the ugly houses we buy to the beautiful finished work we did to the new apartments we have come in. I mean, name it, everything. And everything was hashtag with Queen City Revival. Most people kind of looked at it sideways back then, and obviously we were new in town, and this is post-crash too, so everyone is kind of iffy about real estate. Point is though, we make enough noise, and then, so I own a building right behind us on Park Avenue, and the building came with, I was a former bank, and it came with a banner in the back, a massive, dilapidated frame for a banner. And we got, we're in a tight budget, so I got a, like one of those vinyl banners done, and we kind of just stapled it together and put it up there. Luckily it stayed for about 4 years, but it was Queen City Revival, and it said, the usual, right? The come, eat, and play, work, work, play, and work, play, live. Live, play, work. And at that point, most people were going, wait, what are you doing? You live and play, where are you playing? Where are you? You're working in Plainfield? So I believe that the combination of exposure, right? Putting a message out on social media, specifically on social media, Facebook mostly back then, now we have Instagram. But being able to put out a message that in many ways almost confused your audience, right? Your audience was going like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What is the Queen City? The Queen City is being revived? Queen City is reviving? It really wasn't. Not back then, not the way it is now. But that's besides the point. The point is, this is something that we believe was happening because in our hands, hey, we were reviving the city. We were buying old buildings and fixing them up. So this is our revival. And it was that notion that I believe inspired others to also take a leap and come into Plainfield and buy property, name it. open up a business in town. So, needless to say, it was that initial push on social that got me the following that I have now. And at this point, look, I'll leave you guys with this. 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, we were awarded by New Jersey Biz, NJ Biz magazine, with business leader of the year, or one of the business leaders, or about 10 of us. But the reason we were given that award was because we were able to take the concept of any real estate guys here, hard money lending, private lending. I lend money to real estate investors, just like me 10 years ago, and people usually that are starting out. Anyways, I took that concept and I put it on a cloud. So I ended up creating, on the East Coast at the very least, the first cloud-based lending, hard money lending company. And I did it mostly out of necessity. COVID was here. We weren't meeting clients. There was no handshaking. There was no office meetings. So we just took the platform online, and then we used social media just to market heavily. So right now we're in 14 different states. We lend nationwide, but we're in 14 different states. And last I checked, it's about a month ago, somewhere around 91% of all the lead inbound comes from social. 91%. It was like, what? So your entire business comes from Facebook? It does. It does. And we're set up in a way that when somebody's requesting something on Facebook, I'm a salesman talking to him. And people just can't believe the accessibility, the ease of business. But that's exactly it. The easier you make it for a consumer to use your product, whatever that product is, the more of it you're going to sell. It's as simple as that. So, anyways, that's what social media is a beautiful thing. And please use it and abuse it.
I think we had a question in the back.
Oh, yes, I did. Well, I was based, because you were saying that you were focusing on commercial properties in Plainfield now. And I was thinking when you said that a couple of years back, when I was actually out looking for a commercial property to invest in, to buy, it felt like a secret society. Like, it was like impossible to, because I have some of my husband's family members, they also own small businesses. So what we were trying to do was get like a large warehouse type space, everybody take a piece of it to do, their business, like manufacture shea butter, and you could have your kitchen back here, all that stuff. And just every time we would find something, it would go off the market. It seemed like slim pickings. It seemed like it was a secret society as far as like what's actually out here and available. So is that something that you guys help with? Like to say like, hey, these are some new things that we know about coming up as far as like property, or is that something that like a real estate agent? Because even the ones that I've talked to, they weren't very helpful either. So I kind of gave up on it, honestly. It was that bad.
Well, never give up. But you're talking from a sit perspective?
Yes.
Yeah, so, we don't help to acquire property for people.
Yeah.
We're more, the
I'm
property.
talking about like being in the know, like okay, this one is coming up soon, or hey, we know what you're looking for. We saw this one just came up last week. It might be good for you, and then I go through the process myself.
Yeah, so we are going to start putting rental space that's for rent, like commercial rental space on our website, to help out the local landlords in town that are trying to rent space, to try to be, to facilitate, be that middle person, just to make, the general public more aware and to support, our landlords downtown as the landlords do pay the SID tax. But in terms of buying, that's a little bit out of our range.
I don't know if this helps you at all, but in the cannabis space, especially in California, it's really hard to get a space. They go up, if they end up being open, they're off the market like that. And so there's a couple things we did to overcome that. One is you gotta, and you may be doing this already, but you're out there hustling every day to look at the sign on the building. I don't care about anything else. That's at the end of the day, if you can see that sign on the building, you call that number, you got a shot at it. And that doesn't always work, listen, because there's a lot of people calling that same sign, but you literally got to get out there and dig around.
got it.
And the second one is do everything in your power to make sure that when you get the call, you're ready.
Yeah.
You know, you've talked to lending institutions, you may be pre-qualified already. None of that stuff's easy to do, but if you want to maximize your chances for securing that property, get that piece of it as far along as you can.
I'll agree with the finance, not because I'm in finance, of course, but I mean, look, I'm also an investor, and without proper finance and ready to go, you're kidding yourself. The marketplace is so competitive out there that if you don't have all those pieces in place, you're really not in the run. The other thing that I would suggest on that, and this is something that I practice. In fact, it's how I purchase literally every single one of our buildings. What's the saying? When there's no door, you build one. Kind of the same thing. Look, I don't wait for realtors to put anything on the market. I don't really deal with a lot of realtors. There's no real need per se. Usually what I do is I target. In my case, a little different than yours, but depending on your business, target it. If you believe your business will display extremely well on Front Street, and you think the traffic of Watchung and Park are the determining factor of you succeeding, well, go get the building. Go knock on the building owner, find them through tax records, and this is all public information. You can find someone, and if you're ready to go, make them an offer. You're not ready to lose. All that can happen is they say no.
Interesting, I never heard of this one.
It's a lot easier than you think. Just go for it.
If I may, just, because I know what you feel, right? So it is a secret society.
It is.
Right?
Okay.
The reason why I say that is like you don't walk to the broker down the street looking for commercial real estate. It's a whole different animal. So yes, but the idea would be, how do I attach to the people that offer these places up for sale, in addition to what Mario just said, because you really want to walk, see what's out there. That's one aspect. And then there are people who will find stuff for you, but they're generally not the mom and pop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, no, that's very helpful, thank you. Thank you all.
This is all great advice. And use everyone you know too, your group. Let them know what you want. They might meet someone or hear about something. Word of mouth, right? Networking.
Just said they're gonna help you out.
But all these, everyone had really wonderful advice.
Something more than what you know, or a connection that you're unaware of.
Yep. It's like your sales force.
And hashtag word of mouth, right? I think that's to use it. Well, first and foremost, I want to be thoughtful because we are almost at time. So the one person that I didn't get a chance to introduce is Councilman Hockaday. I think he's right there. So we just wanted to give a quick wave. And then, I think just to summarize, well, first and foremost, thank you. Right? Let's give it our I can say that having been established here in Plainfield for just over a year, every day is a challenge, and it's a new challenge, right? And I think a lot of it is that word of mouth, right? Is developing that community. The last thing we want is from here, from any of the businesses up here or the downtown area to be the best kept secret. Because you don't want to be the best kept secret, right? You want to let the cat out of the bag and have every person in the community make sure that when new businesses do open up, that there's a support system, a revenue stream, people are advocating for it, referring. But I think we can only all be so successful as the friend that referred you, or the business partner that referred you, or the client that referred you. And so the one thing I can say is when we send out all this information and your social media handles, wherever that might be, hopefully there's 35 people in this room that'll start to follow you and to advocate for you, and to make sure that you have all the support that you need at the very least, maybe a smiley face and a heart and a rainbow on the days that you need it most. And so with that, we're really excited. Now that you've had a chance to meet some of the members, they're going to go and put themselves out there and display their incredible products and services and brands at the our first part one of 3 Queen City pop-up shops. So as a part of the Queen City Innovation Hub, the challenge that we've given to our members, especially for those of them that really have started bringing new businesses, is what are some services and products that you can start to cultivate and think about and test the market, and practice your pitch and do some selling and really figure out how to take it from idea to reality. So full application and immersion. And so the pop-up shop, which is also sponsored by the Plainfield Special Improvement District, is going to be next Thursday, the 26th, from 6 to 8:30 here. We highly recommend that each of you tell five friends, 5 family members, 5 people in the neighborhood to come here that evening and to fully support them and give them an opportunity to showcase all the amazing things that they are working on. We can't wait to see every single one of their businesses line up here and to just show how they are truly changing the face of the district. And so we look forward to welcoming you all back next week. Thank you again for everyone for coming. Please enjoy some refreshments, exchange some phone numbers, and